This bill, Senate Bill 21, creates the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, sending a clear message regarding the decades-long spendthrift stewardship of our country by the federal government. Individuals and investment firms have reacted to excessive spending at the sovereign level by seeking alternatives to fiat currency. These alternatives have historically included gold and land, but now include, to many, cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, referenced as digital gold by the United States Treasury, has become a recognized asset in the financial markets. Besides individuals holding Bitcoin directly or through custodianship on exchanges, multiple publicly listed SEC-regulated Bitcoin ETFs are now traded on U.S. stock exchanges. Bitcoin offers unique advantages in the digital era due to its limited supply and decentralized nature, in contrast to the federal government, which has an unlimited printing press and centralized control of the currency. Senate Bill 21 creates the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve as a special fund managed by the Comptroller of Public Accounts. The bill allows Texas to diversify our investment approach, participate competitively in the digital financial economy, and leverage the benefits of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Under Senate Bill 21, the Comptroller is authorized to acquire, exchange, sell, manage, and retain investments of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies with a market capitalization of at least $500 billion. The bill also allows for public participation through donations of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. All assets in the reserve will be managed under the same prudent investor standard currently followed today, ensuring responsible financial stewardship. Legislative approval is required before the Comptroller may transfer money from the reserve. The Comptroller may contract with qualified providers to assist in the administration and management of the reserve, including a custodian to assist in the safeguarding of assets. The bill also creates a Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Advisory Committee to provide cryptocurrency investment expertise and recommendations to the Comptroller. And lastly, the Senate bill requires a biennial report be submitted to the legislature and published online for public access. Thank you. We have the Comptroller and his team here today. Thank you, Comptroller Hager, as well as a representative for invited testimony from the Texas Blockchain Council, President Lee Bratcher. Before they are called up, I would like to take any questions, but I'd like to first point you to the two pieces of paper I put in front of you. One of them is a map of the United States showing the 32 states that have filed similar legislation. In addition, at the national level, there has been a great interest in this bill at the presidential level, with the president announcing a presidential working group on digital asset markets to study the strategic national digital asset stockpile. And then, of course, as y'all are probably aware, the Treasury Secretary and Commerce Secretary are also big proponents of digital assets and cryptocurrency. So it's a quickly evolving and very obviously interesting and pertinent issue, in particular because of, again, the spendthrift ways, profligate ways of our national government under both Republicans and Democrats, to be quite frank. The other piece of paper I would like to draw your attention to, and I'll read it as for those of you who do not have it in front of you, but it talks about our spending at the national level, our deficits, and our interest costs. In fiscal year 2024, the federal government spent $6.9 trillion, accounting to 24% of the nation's gross domestic product, according to the June 2024 estimate of the Congressional Budget Office. In 2024, the federal government collected $4.92 trillion in revenue, a shortfall of approximately $2 trillion. This is made up of money from a variety of sources, including taxes, custom duties, and national park admission fees. Growing debt, in addition to the rise in interest rates over the past couple of years, has significantly increased the cost of federal borrowing. In 2024, interest costs on the national debt totaled $881 billion, interest costs, surpassing most other components of the federal budget. This is why people are reaching for alternatives to fiat currency, because all fiat currency eventually goes to its natural worth, which is the paper it's printed on. And we can buy land, we can buy gold. I think the state of Texas should have the option of evaluating the best performing asset of the last 10 years with a 60% CAGR, cumulative annualized growth rate of 60% over the last 10 years. That's an astounding return. All financial assets have appreciation and also obviously diminished and loss of value. But that said, I think it's a worthwhile discussion. It's a message, a very clear message to our national government. And I recognize and appreciate the work they're doing with the DOGE committee. But in the end, we are spending in entitlements, dedicated spending, required spending, amounts that our children and our children's children will be unable to pay. And as Texas, we need to position Texas in the best course with all possibilities regarding solvency long term to meet the needs at the state level that we have been entrusted and are obligated to meet. So with that, that's the background of the bill, the reasons why I filed it, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. We can certainly ask the invited testimony